My name is Christopher Tricola, and I am the co-founder and CEO of the Solar Power Pro certification. We're making this video so you as a homeowner can get a better understanding about what to ask during your solar consultations. There are many factors involved in building out a solar project, and these factors can all affect the investment that you're making into solar. So there are 5 important questions that you need to ask before you sign anything for solar. Question 1 is, have you factored in all possible losses due to shading? Shading is a big deal when it comes to solar. The reason why is because solar cells run in a series inside of the panel. So if one cell gets shaded, the entire panel can drop efficiency by up to 30 to 40%. The next question you ask is about the inverters. Is it an optimized, microinverter, or a string inverter system? This is an important one to know about when you're getting solar. There are pros and cons to each different type of inverter system. String inverters typically run in series, which means that each panel is working together. This can be a problem in most installations, especially if you have multiple different roof panes or shading factors that are involved. The system will only produce as much as the lowest producing panel in your system. While microinverters are installed on the back of each panel, that means that each panel is producing its own power and converting it from direct current to alternating current, so the house and the grid has something to use. While power optimizers will condition the power at the back of the panel, then use the centralized unit to convert the power. Both power optimizers and microinverters have the ability to monitor the production of each individual panel, while string inverter systems only give you the ability to monitor the entire system's production. So if there is an issue with production, it'd make it more difficult to figure out which panel was causing that issue if you only have a string inverter system without any optimizers to be able to track the individual production of the panels themselves. The next question that we're going to ask is, how do I pay for these panels? Is it a lease, a purchase, or a PPA? PPA stands for Power Purchase Agreement. Both leases and PPAs, you are not the owner of the system. The company installing or leasing the equipment owns the equipment, and you pay for the power that it produces. The problem with these is that they can put a lien on the roof or on the home itself. And they also have annual escalators, which means that if you're trying to eliminate any annual escalation from utility companies, you won't be doing that with a lease or a PPA. They typically increase from 1.9% to 3.9% annually on the monthly payments. Whereas with a purchase, you own the equipment, and it is typically financed or purchased with credit cards, cash, or check. Another great question is there an escalator on my monthly payments? An escalator is an annual escalator of the monthly payment that you pay for the solar equipment. If there's an escalator, that means typically you're going to be increasing by 1.9% to 3.9% every single year on the monthly payment. That happens with PPAs or leases. Now, most solar finance programs also have an increase after 18 months. There's an 18-month reamortization period. This is an 18-month period where the finance company will allow you to have lower payments while you qualify for the ITC and use that as a down payment. You can use as much or as little as that as you would like to as a down payment, but will affect the remainder of your payments from 19 to the end of your loan. Which leads us to our final question. What is my price before the solar ITC? Some companies have taken a practice of showing only the post-ITC price. This can be a problem for you because if you don't qualify for the ITC, your payments are going to be greatly affected. The solar ITC is based off an individual's tax liability. So if your tax liability is too high or too low, you may not qualify for the entire amount. You do have up to 6 years to claim the full amount. Now remember, in 2023, the solar ITC does decrease to 22%, and in 2024, it decreases to 0% for residential and 10% for commercial. So write down these 5 questions and don't forget to ask them on your next solar consultation. And don't forget, schedule your free consultation with a Solar Power Pro certified consultant to teach you how to read these proposals before you sign anything.